interrupting our 64 round Ekadasi day to do a little bit of Bhagavatam Bites reading.
Yes.
So, where are we?
Canto 4, chapter 24, text 31.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Text 31. Hold on, we're going to get interrupted by a little person. We may or may not like to come back.
Push it in play.
I know. Alright, text 31. Now I shall chant one mantra, which is not only transcendental but auspicious. That's great. Now I shall chant one mantra, which is not only transcendental but auspicious, but is the best prayer for anyone who is aspiring to attain the ultimate goal of life. When I chant this mantra, please hear it carefully and attentively.
Wow, exciting.
Okay. The word Bhaktivedanta is very significant. No one should think of the prayers recited by Lord Shiva as being sectarian. Rather, they are very confidential, so much so that anyone desiring the ultimate prosperity or auspicious goal of life must take the instructions of Lord Shiva and pray to and glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Lord Shiva himself did. So we're all excited to hear what this mantra is.
Text 32. The great sage Maitreya continued. Out of his causeless mercy, the exalted personality, Lord Shiva, a great devotee of Lord Narayan, continued to speak to the king's sons who were standing with folded hands. Purport. Lord Shiva voluntarily came to bless the sons of the king as well as do something beneficial for them. He personally chanted the mantra so that the mantra would be more powerful, and he advised that the mantra be chanted by the king's sons, Rajputras. When a mantra is chanted by a great devotee, the mantra becomes more powerful. Although the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is powerful in itself, a disciple upon initiation receives the mantra from his spiritual master. When the mantra is chanted by the spiritual master, it becomes more powerful. Lord Shiva advised the sons of the king to hear him attentively, for inattentive hearing is offensive. So very powerful. So, yeah, the Maha Mantra, we hear the Maha Mantra is all powerful in itself, but when given to us at the time of initiation formally by the spiritual master who is potent, then that mantra becomes even more empowered. So that's for the Maha Mantra, but also the same is there for Gayatri Mantra. When the spiritual master recites that into the right ear of the disciple, then it becomes transferred with all its full potency.
Text 33. Lord Shiva addressed the Supreme Personality of Godhead with the following prayer. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, all glory is unto you. You are the most exalted of all self-realized souls. Since you are always auspicious and self-realized, I wish that you be auspicious for me. You are worshipable by virtue of the all-powerful.
That was a bit of a Wild West program right there. I just thought you guys should see where we're sitting looking at this pond, this big swan Hamsa. Not a Paramahamsa. But came flying in and just like...
I was going to take the camera down.
Yeah, well, if I had moved it, actually, they would have. Shoot the other one away. Meanwhile, back in the Bhagavatam.
Alright. You are worshipable by virtue of the all-powerful instructions you give. You are the super soul. Therefore, I offer my obeisances unto you as supreme living being. Oh. As soon as the devotee is inspired by the Lord to offer the Lord a prayer, the devotee immediately glorifies the Lord in the beginning by saying, all glory is unto you, my Lord. The Lord is glorified because he is considered to be the chief of all self-realized souls. As said in the Vedas, the Supreme Being, the personality of God, is the chief living being amongst all living beings. There are different kinds of individual living beings. Some of them are in the material world, and some are in the spiritual world. Those who are in the spiritual world are known to be completely self-realized because on the spiritual platform, the living entity is not forgetful of his service to the Lord. Therefore, in the spiritual world, all those who are in the devotional service of the Lord are eternally fixed, for they understand the position of the Supreme Being, as well as the individual constitution. Thus, amongst self-realized souls, the Lord is known as the perfectly self-realized soul. When the individual soul is fixed in his knowledge of the Lord as the Supreme Being, he actually becomes established in an all-auspicious position. The Lord shows the praise herein that the auspicious position continued permanently by virtue of the Lord's mercy upon him. Yeah, it's interesting because, as Prabhupada says, when you feel inspired or devotee praise, the first thing you do, I guess is what you say you should do, is establish the Lord and His glories and His position. And I was thinking, how many of us pray to the when we pray, it's normally, oh my God, help me, oh my Lord, I'm in this mess, or these people are doing my wedding, I need to get married, I need to pass my exams, and I wonder how many of us approach the Lord in that sober and dearer type mood, where first we establish the Lord as the supreme person and His, extol His glories, and maybe not even ask for anything, but just pray for the sake of praying and glorifying the Lord. And some of us do that. That's a nice lesson to take away in that sense.
Very nice point, Next paragraph. The Supreme Lord is all perfect, and the Lord instructs that one who worships Him also becomes perfect. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 15:15, Mata Smirtir Jnanam Apohanam Cha. The Lord is situated as a super soul in everyone's heart. But He is so kind to His devotees that He gives them instructions by which they may continue to progress. When they receive instructions from the All-Perfect, there is no chance of their being misled. This is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 10:10, Dadami Buddhyogam tam yena mamupayanti te. The Lord is always ready to give instructions to the pure devotee so that the devotee can advance further and further in devotional service. Since the Lord gives instructions as Sarvatma, the super soul, Lord Shiva offers him respect with the word Sarvashma Atmane Namaha. The individual soul is called Atma, and the Lord is also called Atma, as well as Param Atma. Being situated in everyone's heart, the Lord is known as the Supreme Atma. Therefore, all obeisances are offered unto Him, In this regard, one may refer to the prayers of Queen Kunti in the first canto of the Bhagavatam 1.8.20. Tata Paramahamsanam Muninam Amalatmanam Bhakti Yoga Vidanartam Katam Pasye Mahistriyaha. Excuse me. The Lord is always ready to give instructions to the Paramahamsas. Interesting, he talks about the Paramahamsas here. We just talking about the Hamsas. Or the topmost devotees of the Lord, who are completely liberated from all contaminations of the material world. The Lord always gives instructions to such exalted devotees to inform them.
It was really quiet when we came in.
Inform them how they can remain fixed in devotional service. Similarly, it is stated in the Atmarama verse, Bhagavatam 1.7.10, Atmaramas Chamunayo Yegranta Apyurukrame Urvanta Hoitukim Bhaktim Itambuta Guno Hari. The word Atmarama refers to those who are not interested in the material world, but are simply engaged in the spiritual realization. Such self-realized persons are generally considered in two categories, impersonal and personal. However, impersonalists also become devotees when they are attracted by the personal transcendental qualities of the Lord. The conclusion is that Lord Shiva wanted to remain a fixed devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. As explained in the following verses, Lord Shiva never desires to merge into the existence of the Supreme Lord like the impersonalist. Rather, he thinks that it would be good fortune for him to continue to be fixed in the understanding of the Lord as a Supreme Being. By this understanding, one realizes that all living entities, including Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and other demigods, are servants of the Supreme Lord. So, dear Lord Shri Hari, she call out to the Lord like a child cries out for its mother. He's crying because of his mother. So, in this verse, it's explained very nicely in this purport, this principle of the kindness and munificence of the Lord, that the Lord is Paramatma. He is situated in the heart of all living entities. He is perpetually giving us instructions by which we can come closer to Him and make progress in devotional service. So this is very, very potent, very powerful, very important to understand. And then the Atmarama verse is mentioned here because Prabhupada mentions the Paramahamsas, and he says that the Paramahamsas are Atmaramas, which means they really don't have any interest here in the material world. They just want to serve Krishna. They just want to be with Krishna. So as we sit here on the edge of this little pond, lake, Tutankhamun Lake, with all of these different birds, people, and everyone, then we can just try to meditate and understand that actually this isn't our eternal place. And as much as everything may look calm and serene at first, it only takes a little bit of time before you start to see the reality of the beautiful swans fighting with each other, the ducks fighting with each other, the kids fighting with their mothers. There's always some difficulty or challenge. You can still hear it going on. Some difficulty or challenge here in the material world. And
the birds are
yeah, so the material world is actually a place of difficulty and distress. We try to make the best of a bad bargain, and we just need to try to focus as much as we can on understanding that Krishna is in our heart. He's the Supreme Lord, and we're simply, consciously separated from Him, so let us reconnect our consciousness with Him. So I think we'll finish here and continue with our chanting of 64 rounds minimum. We're already well over the 40 plus mark at this stage. So today's Ekadasi, not when you're looking at it, it's the day after. But just remember, any day is a good day to chant some extra rounds and to always read Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki